Take confident steps into the unknown, and at some point you're going to look up and you're going to find yourself in a pretty cool place.
Turn on the game, check the box score each night because you knew at any given night there could be fireworks.
Stepping into the unknown, it can be scary, but if you're confident in it and this is something that you want to do, like, you need to do it.
We care a lot about doing the right things here in this organization, and you know, with Ronnie, it was a baseball decision. It's always been a baseball decision with her.
I got my first job with the D-backs in 21, where I was the video coordinator here, actually at Hillsboro.
I remember sitting in the stands a couple years ago watching a game and talking with her.
Really interesting talks about where she saw herself in this game and some of the groundbreaking stuff she wanted to do.
I had so many people that would come in that would say the same thing, like, hey, got a little bit of an outside-the-box idea, but I think Ronnie would be a great coach. And it's like funny, well, I was thinking the same thing.
She's just the second ever minor league manager of an affiliated team that's a female and the first at the High-A level.
Now we just don't even think twice. Ronnie's a manager and we're just playing baseball, but back then, you know, even a couple years ago, it was crazy talk to think that she would be managing a team.
It means a lot for baseball, but it's just part of what's happening in the whole sports landscape, where you're seeing more and more women in leadership roles. It started in the front office, and now you're seeing it on the field.
To be able to come back to Hillsboro and kind of give back in regards to the feelings and the hominess that they gave to us, it's definitely been very full circle for me. So I'm really glad that I was able to start out my managerial career here.
Now, it's a meteoric rise to go from video coordinator to manager at the High-A level in 2 seasons.
She's had a lot of pressure on her as well. And for her to continually be diligent in that type of work and continually want to learn and have no ego throughout it is really, really cool.
I'm excited for the day where I just represent myself, but I represent every single female that then these coaches or players will come in interaction with in regards to their expectations or standards. And it sucks that it is that way, but it is.
Any mistake she made that would be just a common mistake for anybody else, well, some people are going to naturally attribute it that it's because she's a female, which is ridiculous. So she had to deal with so many different things that other people wouldn't have to deal with.
I know that I have to have my A game on every single day.
I love Ronnie. She has energy, she's super encouraging, and she's always in a good mood.
She's here to get us better, and that's evident in the way she carries herself every day.
She thinks more about the mindset of the player.
She does know there's more than just going out there and performing. She knows that you're also a human, you know, deep down inside, that, you know, you have feelings and other things maybe going on.
We always say it doesn't matter how much you know unless the players know how much you care, and they know that right away with her. She's invested in them. She's really positive, which you need in this game and at this level where there's so much failure.
I'm not going to be riding that emotional roller coaster with them. Like, I'm going to be steady for them, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people need.
I know it's special for her, I know it's special for baseball, I know it's special for Hillsboro, and it's been fun to see the progress from her.
I'm really happy and proud of her for doing what she's doing.
We are continuing and building up what we need for there to be women everywhere.
Really, after the first couple of games out there in Tri-City, it's not something we even thought about. She's the skipper of the Hops. It's no longer a novelty. We're off and running, and it's just business as usual, just the way she wanted it. We knew before the season started that it was probably going to be tough sledding. You can only do what you can with the players you have. Visalia, the low A team, the Rawhide, the previous season, they were historically bad. So we knew that it could be tough.
The level where the Hops are at right now was kind of at a low point in talent in the Diamondbacks organization. Organization's rated pretty highly because of their talent at the upper levels. At the beginning of the season, the Hops lost on opening night and then reeled off 6 straight wins. Great, right?
Swing and a fly ball out to right field and deep. Going back on it is Rodriguez. He's to the track. He's to the fence. Reaches up. See you on the other side. Jason Robertson. A walk-off 2-run homer to right. And the Hops have won their 6th consecutive game.
Unfortunately, Clunk, the team lost 10 in a row. Then they won a few games.
And that's that. The Hops win it 6-3. Their 10-game losing streak has come to an end, and good riddance.
And lost 9 of the next 10. So at one point they'd lost 19 of 23 games.
You know, it sucks when we lose, but it's okay when we do lose. And as long as we're learning from it and we're understanding how to not make those same mistakes, or, you know, physical or mental, well, then we're going to keep putting ourselves into a good position.
Minor league managers are judged on their ability to keep the clubhouse together, on their ability to keep the team working hard, learning, growing, sending players to the next level, so eventually they can get to the major leagues. And she did that with flying colors.
And that's that. The Hops have their first shutout in a year and 9 days, a 5-0 whitewashing of the Tri-City Dust Devils to open the series.
There was a key date in the year, May 6th, and that was the night that Ivan hit his big home run, I think, out of Spokane. He gets the groove going.
See ya.
And there's a high drive to left. No doubter. Way, way, way gone.
You know, bombazo, like bomb, boom.
It's gone over the scoreboard, all the way out onto the softball field. A mammoth shot for Ivan Melendez.
I mean, there's power in my swing, I guess you could say.
And there it goes. Ivan Melendez has done it. His franchise record 16th home run.
This place, this is where home runs go to die.
The fans are jumping over the fence outside of the stadium trying to chase down that ball right now. That literally might have gone 500 feet.
This is one of the toughest parts to hit a home run in all of professional baseball. The fact that he did what he did, playing half his games here, just doubly impressive.
And you really saw like the progression of it. You know, he struggled at the beginning of the year.
In college, I didn't really run into as much failure as I did in pro ball. Right when I got into pro ball, I was, you know, trying too hard.
It takes some cojones to step into that batter's box against guys throwing 95 to 100 miles per hour. As we've seen, some of them are a long ways away from mastering their craft.
High and tight, and it got Melendez up around the face. Melendez goes down in a heap. He is face down with his legs shaking. He is in some pain, and a scary moment for him.
Yeah, it was scary. I mean, he got hit in the face. Anytime anybody gets hit in the face, it's a scary moment.
Yeah, like I literally got just punched in the face by Mike Tyson like a million times. Like, I wasn't playing well. Got, you know, hamate, spring training, got hit, you know, in the face. Nothing was going my way. I started to laugh.
And then we obviously got the good news that it wasn't terrible, you know, nothing was fractured or whatever. You just kind of a huge sigh of relief right there.
It seemed like as soon as he came back from that eye injury, he just took off.
Whether I get a hit or not, it doesn't mean I'm struggling. Like, I hate seeing that. Like, oh, he struggled, the struggle word. Like, no, just because I went 0 for 4 with 2 Ks doesn't mean I'm struggling. Like, I'm still doing good in life. I'm still healthy. That's just what, you know, they write about you. They beat you up, and you just gotta ignore that.
And he hasn't looked back. He finished with, he's got 30+ home runs, and you know, not only that, he's played great defense at third base, where he was just a first baseman in college.
I think you look at it more as like a proud parent or something. When every time he connects on one, sometimes you did think back to that time he was laying on the ground when he got hit in the face.
It was always fun to turn on the game, check the box score each night, because you knew at any given night there could be fireworks for him.
Kind of tough once you start to become a fan of a guy and they're excelling and becoming a star in this community at this level, they're gone.
And I'm just really glad Grams' eyes cleaned up, because I don't know if they would have let him on the plane to San Antonio tomorrow.
You know, I like doing the clever ways because I kind of like to keep them like on their toes and be like, wait, what did she just say?
On Wednesday, I will be sending you guys a schedule for practice on Thursday. So you guys will be getting that from me. But Ivan and JJ, you guys are going to be getting it from Rufy because you're going up to AA.
Hey, Lynn and Mabry are going too. Kevin, you're on Amarillo.
Priority number 1 here is getting these guys to Amarillo. We don't want them to stay here for a long time.
Yeah, we're the Hillsboro Hops, but like at the end of the day, like these are Arizona Diamondback players. Yeah, it sucks to lose like great players and great people, but at the end of the day, like they're wanting to get to the big leagues, and like we're wanting them to get to the big leagues, and we're wanting them to be successful. So
I had a feeling, but it felt good that it happened that way.
JJ DeRazio, he'll be one of my favorite players over the first 10 years of the Hops. The kid's got star potential. He's got movie star looks.
Especially Lane, like he's really good. Catching him is so fun.
For a 19-year-old kid going on 20, the mastery of the craft very advanced for that age.
Very rare, very. You don't see a lot of those. Not many.
He was a moving piece of art.
He's grown up. He's more of a professional. He's beyond his years, and I'm proud of him.
我觉得就是因为我觉得我最大成就就是因为我不是美国人，然后我觉得我们台湾人要来这里小联盟比赛就是蛮不容易的，然后我还可以这样就是投出一个还不错的成绩，然后让更多台湾人有机会来美国这样子。
As my first year in pro ball, you don't expect anything like that. Obviously, it's a great opportunity. I'm just going to try to go out there and do the same thing I was doing here and not change anything at all.
He's just an all-around dude who you want on your side. He's definitely a dude that you do not want to face on the other side.
The seasons, you know, there's been some ups and some downs. I just wanted to fine-tune some things, but all that's just out of my control. I could just go out there and play on the field. That's my job. But I'm happy it happened.
Thanks to all the Hillsboro Hops fans that came out and supported me and just asked for all the autographs, and it's been so real, it's been so fun, so thank you guys.
Anything else you want to add?
That's it. Thanks, Hillsboro.
At the end of the day, we started playing this game because we were kids, so to be able to still enjoy those moments and have that clubhouse.
What we got? Malawi in the game? Malawi, 12, May, tú estás dentro. 12-40 in the ay, Dios.
He hasn't pitched in 10 years off the mound. He's going to get a minor league appearance today.
My pitch, power forcing up in the zone, like that works really good. Whoa! Say, hey, boss, let's play deep.
Super pumped. If he hits a 90, I'm going to be ecstatic.
Check his hand.
Bobby, what you got?
He's doing the job.
It's a bunch of kids, including staff, who are wearing more adult clothes, who want to achieve something that they've wanted to since they were 8 years old.
Big league player, big league gum.
Gilbert Diaz breaks the sound barrier with a fastball, 157 miles an hour.
That positive energy that she brings to the ballpark every day, you never know if they've lost 6 in a row or won 6 in a row, and I think that's a sign of a good culture and environment, and she sets the tone there.
It's really just kudos to them in regards of what they want out of their team and out of their year. When you're in professional baseball, it's the same thing every single day. Cages, you have warm-up, stretch and throw, you have some type of defense. It starts to get a little monotonous.
I think bringing fresh blood in sometimes wakes everybody up, like, hey, quit falling asleep here. We got to get to work.
Tommy Troy, Gino Groover, Jack Hurley.
3 really talented players with those first 3 picks.
On the same day, we got Christian Serta, David Martin, all had an immediate impact.
The championship style teams are when you have the players that lead, and so it's been nice to have those guys lead like they have.
Tommy Troy didn't come in and say, hey, I'm the leader. He just exuded leadership qualities. He's one of those people that you want to get behind.
The guy's awesome. Like, he's funny, he cracks jokes, he's a great clubhouse guy, and he's good at the game of baseball. Like, how can you not love him, right?
Yeah, those guys have been awesome. They come ready to get after it every day. Not selfish guys, and trying to make the guys around them better too.
It definitely brought a little bit of a spark to our lineup.
For a breaking ball swung on, line drive toward the alley in right center. That's down for a base hit. Pintar scores. The game is tied at 2. Groover motoring for second. Head first dive, and he's in there. The winning run is at second base. 2-2 tie in the bottom of the 9th.
That's hit well to left field. Going back on it is Santiago. He looks up, and that's into the neutral zone. A 2-run homer the opposite way for Jack Hurley. The Hops have tied the game 2-2.
That belief in the dugout's transferable. They say hitting is contagious. Pitching, you'd see the same thing with the pins, pitching well.
If you want to pinpoint reasons why the Hops fell short of being one of the better teams of the league, the bullpen was a struggle most of the year, but it got better towards the end.
0-2 pitch to Michael Turconi. Here it comes. Fastball got him swinging. And the Hops win it.
Throwing them into those games, knowing that you have the stuff to compete in those situations, but it's the little things that we have to kind of grow with you. and take the failures and kind of grow with it and teach them. And
all these guys who had struggled during the course of the season, we started to see them find their groove. Guys like Carlos Mesa who were in a promotion before the end.
Pinelo Tonio is a perfect example.
He's the poster boy for development from 2023. This guy struggled all year.
Grounder hit to short on the first pitch. Underhanding Cornel to Pena at second base. And that will do it. Pinelo Tonio records his first pro save.
Closed out the game. He executed pitches. He slowed the game down. Had runners on base. Struck out the guy. Stranded winning runners on. That didn't happen last year.
When we got our new guys and we were cruising along, you could see it moving in the right direction.
They finished the year with 19 wins in their last 31 games, 19-12, and a lot of these guys who came here the second half of the year were big reasons for that.
Maybe a week away from really doing something really cool.
The Hillsboro Hops close out the series with 5 consecutive wins. The last 2 coming in front of sellout crowds here at Nat Bailey Stadium.
So to rattle off 5 straight wins against a team that ended up, winning it all, pretty impressive. And that just showed where the Hops were at the end of the year as opposed to the beginning.
Sometimes when you're in life, you're like super, zoomed in, like you're on a microscope, but sometimes like you have to see it from the mountaintop. And then you have to understand the journey that we're all taking.
The big picture is how many guys can we get develop, get better, and get moving up the right direction towards the big leagues. And we were able to have a couple guys go from here all the way up to AAA.
I'm helping these players like Ivan Melendez, or Tommy Troy, or Gino Groover, or Dylan Ray, of helping them in whatever capacity it is to then get to the major league level.
Stepping stone at a time. Just keep moving up. If I do what I'm supposed to do, the end goal is there.
I'm grateful to be here. So, you just gotta come to the yard with the same mindset every day and, try and get better every day, and your time will come.
Where we were at the beginning of the year, to the middle, to the late middle, to now, and I do feel improvement.
Even though you can look at the 2023 season and say, well, it wasn't a success, the Hops didn't make the playoffs. One thing you certainly can't say is that this team wasn't a lot better, and that a lot of these players hadn't gotten a lot better between April and September. The difference was marked that we saw on the field from the beginning of the season to the end. In 10 years of covering the Hops, I don't think I've ever had an excited an attitude about the upcoming season as I've had coming out of 2023.
We had more 19 and 20-year-olds on this team at the high A level than we ever had at the short season A-ball level, which was 2 levels below where we are.
You look at that team we saw at the end, and a lot of those players had only joined us recently. So they've only played, a handful, 10, 20 games at most in advanced A. We're gonna have a lot of those guys back to start the year. And then there's the guys, that I mentioned that were injured that haven't made it here yet. Drew Jones, Andrew Jones' son, former #1 draft pick, Landon Sims, Nate Savino. We could have a really exciting team when we hit the field in April of 2024. Can't wait for it.
I love Hillsboro. It's great. This park is fantastic. The atmosphere is fantastic. I can't wait to see it 2 years when you guys are next door in that brand new facility.
When Major League Baseball took over ownership of minor league baseball, they also laid down the law for facilities, that there were minimum standards that had to be met in order to continue to host teams.
We looked at this as an opportunity, and an opportunity to think about the future, an opportunity to think about what player development should be like in the future. The last facility standards were updated in 1990.
Yeah, there needs to be spaces for females. I'd say that's a big one.
Visitors' locker room has to be more adjacent, attached to the stadium.
We need a larger area than just a weight hallway. It's not a weight room, it's literally a hallway next to our cages. If we're wanting to put a good product out there, we need a little kitchen. We need them to be able to, make smoothies, to get the type of nutrients that they need out of it.
First, it led us to a renovation.
I think sewage lines are a big issue here, just the location of it, and they realized it was going to be way more money to deal with that than to just build a new park.
And now we're looking at, we're going to build a brand new ballpark. And this is going to be the best venue in the country. So it's going to be right next door. We can watch it be built as we play baseball.
With this facility, we can provide career opportunities, community gathering opportunities, and enhance the player development experience in a way that we could not have even envisioned when we bought the team.
You can look at our major league team now, and a lot of the guys that are coming, so many of them have been through here, especially recently. And we feel like being able to provide a top-notch facility like this and all the resources, this is going to be one of our competitive advantages.
It may seem like a lot, but it's really for them to get an efficient, a good product, not only for the players, but also too for the fans.
We wanted to think about this venue more than just baseball. So we have 66 baseball games, but we have 299 days where we could use this venue for our community.
As it becomes available for year-round and we begin to have more and more opportunities for events, for concerts, for recreation, it does continue to put Hillsboro on the map in a new and different way.
We wanted to think about the next 20, 30, 50 years and think about what this community could look like, what a venue could do for this community.
It's important to note that we have a city council that is completely turned over since 2012 when we voted on the last baseball stadium. And yet it was still unanimous support from our council. You know, Hillsboro embraced the Hops, but the Hops have totally and completely embraced Hillsboro and the entire region. The things they do through the Hops Fund, through the college scholarships, through the community involvement, and even their award-winning Los Soñadores baseball program. All of the objectives and goals that we set as a city, 10 years ago have been exceeded. And so we've really set that bar high.
This isn't a choice that the Hops had. This has to be done, or you could lose the team.
We'll just think of this as like the old Yankee Stadium, and that'll be new Yankee Stadium right over there.
Hillsboro has a presence and is relevant in people's lives. And this project guarantees the presence and relevance will continue for decades and decades to come.
Crazy to think about, gosh, it's already been 10 years. It feels like we just moved here.
10 years ago was 2013.
Where was I at in 2013?
A third of my lifetime I have spent here within the Hops.
What was that, 2013? Oh my God.
Wow.
I wrote a check for $250 to Short Season LLC.
The first pitch in the history of the new Hillsboro Ballpark, in there for a strike.
My wife and I were the first season ticket holders for the Hillsboro Hops.
A no-hitter for Kyle Scapel.
And you're talking about 10 years, still a lot amount of time.
And the Hops win! Curtis throws his glove in the air.
And baseball's a lot.
And they are mobbing Dansby Swanson.
I mean, shoot, I feel like I've had a pretty wild journey.
Fastball got him swinging, and the Hops have done it.
It's exciting to look back at what we've all accomplished together.
Hooking toward the foul pole, it is gone, and the Hops win it. Andy Yerzy walks it off.
Do you choose the things you love? I guess a little bit.
A check swing, did he go? Yes! Yes! And the Hops scream out of the dugout.
There's just something about coming out here. Why would you want a real job when you can come out here and do this?
Well, I mean, 10 years ago, I was a World Series champion with the Giants.
10 years, so I was 11 years old.
I was playing in this league called La Javilla in the Dominican Republic.
Just entered freshman year of high school.
Won a state championship my senior year.
I don't think I was playing basketball anymore.
Probably playing Legion ball right now.
Kids were still, one in college, one in high school.
I was living with my parents. I live on my own now.
20 years old and was single.
Ending my first year in indie ball.
I just started at USF, so I had 2 years of playing softball.
I think I had just finished playing and was trying to figure out what the heck am I going to do with my life.
Gotten married, had a baby since the Hops came to town.
Stappy would be getting married.
I have a wife now. She's actually pregnant.
I'm married, I have kids.
I was still married.
I'm now 30, I'm married.
Had one kid at the time, so you can imagine how great that is. Now I got 2 more.
I'm gonna have a kid here at some point shortly.
Just a complete
I feel like life changed in 10 years, which is, it's pretty crazy.
You know, our ownership and have the team in Yakima and struggle financially to now they don't have to worry about making payroll every month.
The older you get, the faster it flies. So they say that, right? It's a cliche, but it's very true.
Not knowing what the future was going to hold.
Where's my career going to go, and what do I really want to do with my life?
Hey, even 10 years ago, I think I knew this is what I wanted to do, though.
I did not know that I would enjoy this side of baseball for me.
Out of those 10 years I coached through in Hillsboro, one of my best moments.
Andy Yerzy being Andy Yerzy. That's pretty much and everybody will know that.
The championship is for one. You know, you only win so many.
Capping off that first year with championship definitely, you know, was motivating.
You always say all the time, like, probably the most fun I ever had, like in professional baseball. Never would have thought I'd be here right now, realistically.
Just never take anything for granted.
And I never thought that professional baseball was like this.
Embody this philosophy that when you're here, you know, we're here to have fun.
Now that I'm doing it as a job, it's something that you definitely have to remind yourself is like, this is pretty damn fun, right?
And we're here to make sure our fans have fun, treating everyone with respect and kindness.
I could have never imagined when Corey Swope had called me and told me that I got the job that I would be sitting here, 2 years later. So it's been definitely a wild ride.
Different. It's way different than what I thought it would be.
The way the world's changed since 2013, we've been through a lot. We can still come together and sing "Take Me Out to the Ballpark." And let Eugene know what we think of the M's when there's those great plays.
Tag by Dansby, reaching down, they got him! What a tag by Dansby Swanson!
You go to a baseball game, you're gonna see something you haven't seen before.
Like a blur around second base comes Corbin Carroll.
And you'll see that at the major league level, you'll certainly see it at High-A, you'll definitely see it at the Hops.
It is gone, and the Hops win it! The Hillsboro Hops are Northwest League champions!
And that's what 10 years of memories. That's what I remember, the things I didn't expect to see, and they're just amazing.